Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Lance. I have a mental illness. My diagnosis is bipolar 1 with manic psychotic features. I have a long history of taking psychiatric medication to reach stabilization. And in my history of being on psychiatric medications, I have learned that Abilify triggers my psychosis. If I were a psychiatrist, I would not prescribe any of my patients Abilify because Abilify triggers psychosis. Now, if a person is diagnosed as having a brief psychotic disorder, then to that individual, I would give him Abilify because he may only need medicine once a week, once a month. He doesn't need it for a long-term use. To somebody that has a brief psychotic disorder, which means that their psychosis is triggered once a week or once out of a month, and they need medication to stabilize themselves once a week or once a month, I will give them Abilify. But I would never prescribe anyone Abilify for a long-term use. A lot of people, Abilify is known as the quote-unquote miracle drug. And it's called the miracle drug because it helps people lose weight. I love the miracle drug, but I wouldn't take the miracle drug for a long-term use. One of my favorite drugs to prescribe, if I were a psychiatrist, would be Zyprexa for the antipsychotic, lithium for the mood stabilizer, and Seroquel for someone who has trouble sleeping. Those are my favorite drugs to prescribe. In the past, Adolf Hitler used psychotropic medication to sterilize blacks and people who were part of the eugenics race, racial purification of the eugenics race. Medicines that sterilize the person would be Thorazine and Haldol. That in the 1950s, the Thorazine shuffle was the most popular in asylums, hospitals, and sanitariums. I learned that Ativan is like a medication given on a last term. It's a last remedy type medications that they give. One of the side effects of Ativan is that it causes memory loss over long-term use. So Abilify and Ativan should be given on an as-needed basis. It should not be given for long-term use. For some reason, many psychiatrists like giving the miracle drug Abilify. They like prescribing it because it's called the miracle drug. Well, for me, the miracle drug triggers psychosis. There are some good things about Abilify. Is the fact that it helps you lose weight. At least it did for me, and it did for anyone else that was on it. But if I was a psychiatrist, I would not prescribe Abilify nor Ativan for long-term use. Thank you.